pinhole, and where if I didn't need to do action and if the camera was close up to my face, they were the ones I would wear. And basically, you're looking through the smallest hole ever, and all you can see is what's in front. You have no peripheral, and there's a glow of yellow. And then the stunt pit, the holes are a little bit wider. And it's all. I've never worn contact lenses before, but I never let it bother me. It wasn't one of those things where you go, I'm going to freak out now, I'm going to complain, I'm going to say, no, I don't want to do this. It was just, you did it, and you just made it, you know, you made it work. And because we rehearsed so much on the fights, my dad always brought me up to practice in a way that you should be able to do it in your sleep with your eyes closed. And yes, I did try a butterfly twist with my eyes closed to see if I was able to, you know, it's one of those, I was a goofy kid. You know, believed everything. Oh, the sky's pink. Oh, yeah, the sky's pink. You know, I just loved watching movies, and so it was a challenge in that way. But I didn't let it get to me. Just adapt, and you get on with it. And being a martial artist, you didn't complain, and it was just part of it. And the same goes for Snake Eyes. Is if you think about everything that you're wearing and what you have to do, you're sort of defeating yourself right from the first. What am I trying to say? At the first moment, and once I'm in the suit, it's like you have this glow. Your senses are heightened, and you can't see much out the mask, but you can. Your training falls into place, and all the years of doing basics and martial arts, and it helps in my character. So you could put a bandana around my head and tell me to fight in the dark, and I'll be able to do it in a film. But in real life, I'll be the first person to run out the door.
Okay, what do we got back here? Right here in the corner, yes sir.
Reed, did you ever have a Scottish accent?
Aye, all the time. Where about you? From Glasgow. Good to meet you.
It just came from traveling. Does it sound pretty English to me?
I'm a joke now. Yeah. What happened was I moved to London when I was 7, 8, and all the girls would run after me and go, "Ah, he's so adorable," you know, and then I got beaten up a lot. But, you know, it wasn't just by 1 or 2 people, and that was another reason why my dad sent me into martial arts, because the Glasgow kissed and he always what I could. And so, yeah, now they got me speaking Scottish now.
You still live in Scotland, or you live here? You live here? How long have you been here in the country?
I came in 95.
Okay, because most of your accent is gone. I can actually understand you. There's no subtitles there at all.
You know, it's funny because dating my wife, I would take her up to my dad, and my dad would be this, you know, my dad hasn't lost his accent, and if I would speak in a London accent to him, he'd be like, "What, mate, what are you doing? Why are you speaking like that?" My dad would be phoning me, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, mate. Dad, you're right, And for about 5 years, she's like, I didn't understand a word what your dad was saying. And I'm like, but you were smiling all the time. And, you know, but when you meet my dad, he'd smile all the time anyway. He's just big and larger than life. And it was just, I just was fighting so much, or defending myself from being bullied because I was from Scotland, that we changed to another school in a different area for the whole of the summer holidays. I just practiced to do an English accent. And I remember as a kid going, "I am from London, I am English." So the accent I picked up was one of these like, "What, mate, how you doing? Yeah, I'm from North London. Yeah, thank you, mate, thank you." All right. You can imagine, I've said this before, when I was 21 playing Darth Maul, my line would have been like, "Tatooine is sparsely populated. The trace was correct. I'll find them quickly in my master, you know what I mean?" But I've been told in the later years, "Why didn't you keep your Scottish accent?" And I'm like, I wish I did all these years, you know? So I can throw it back when I need to. Now I'm thinking in the Scottish head now.
All right, let's break him out of that. He's not even Philly here. Let's go right here against the column there. Yes, sir. Yep, you just point at yourself. No, you, right there.
First, I want to say thank you for all of your work.
Can you go to the mic for me? You're pretty low, I can tell.
First, I want to say I want to thank you for all your work. And other than that, when back to the question you were asking about about Darth Maul, because of how restricted you were with the context things, how was the choreography and the training for the scene different before you got from the cameras?
What happened, it got to the point where we were designing the fights and just practicing and coming up with different moves because, you know, George wanted to show the Jedi's at the height of their training as masters, Jedi masters. So the style could be energetic. And I remember there was a time when we just had like a block on what to do because we were trying to figure all these different moves. We were really, you know, these were lightsabers. If I had a lightsaber, what would you do with a lightsaber? And you know, a lot of moves in martial arts, you spin the stick around and put it around your back or wrap around your head. And you wouldn't do that because you think, I've got a lightsaber, come on, or the blow will hit you there. And it got to the point where I would just ask the stunt guys to just come at me, you know, like it'd be a moment where I close my eyes. And they were so good too, controlling themselves, that it wasn't a real fight. It was just they'd come at me with like technical moves and then I would just react. Because I had a block too, I didn't know what to do. Star Wars was the first movie where I got to do movie fighting, you know, like choreographed fighting. In Wushu and Shaolin, we have set forms that we do, but it's Kung Fu stuff. So this was different, and it was an opportunity, and of course my upbringing and watching Hong Kong movies had a play in that too. And so we rehearsed it for a few months, and then it got to the point where it was boring rehearsing. I just wanted to get in front of the camera as the character and be more. And with time, the ideas got better, but George already approved the fights because Liam and Ewan were practicing the fights in between takes and in between other scenes they were doing. And my stuff wasn't until near the end of the shoot. And it was a little, not frustrating, but it was interesting where your ideas go from having something that we did in film. We had other ideas too for fights, but we couldn't use it. You know, and I always thought, well, maybe one day, you know, in another Star Wars movie we can do it, but that was then, and you know, now it's now. Maul now.
Are you a fan of Clone Wars? Have you seen Clone Wars? And if so,
yes.
How do you feel about that character and the way they went along with how they...
I think it's great. Sam plays the Maul in it, and having the brother as well. I was at Star Wars Celebration 5, and they introduced his Savage, and his character, so I knew it was going to happen with Maul. And really, thanks to the fans and to you guys, that it would have been great to see more Darth Maul and to see what your ideas, you know, come to light as well. And it shows that George listens to the fans and brought back, and Dave Filoni, bringing back Maul for the Clone Wars, and maybe he'll bring something like that back for the other Star Wars.
Yeah, the new series, if you guys don't know, the new animated series for Star Wars that is debuting next year. I think it's The Rebels. Did I get that right? Star Wars, The Rebels, something like that? I mean, of course, there's got to be bad guys in it, but even though it sounds like it's focusing on the good guys, so there's another chance for you. Another question. Anyone? Sir, with black hat, right there.
What would you say is your favorite fight scene that you were not in?
What would you say was your favorite fight scene
In any movie?
In any movie, TV series, whatever.
That's a good question. One of my favorite movies, actually it's a couple of fight scenes. Let's think. It used to be Tiger Cage 2 with Donnie Yen, and it was a good fight scene near the end. And then it was Jackie Chan and Benny the Jet. And I think it's Twinkle Twinkle My Lucky Stars or Meals on Wheels, where Benny Jet's awesome. I don't know if you know him. And he fights him, and so Jackie treats it like a training session. And he said, yeah, he's it. He's good. And I just thought some of the moves that we're doing in that choreography were awesome. And I actually taught myself how to do that kick that Benny does, or Jackie, the illusion kick backswing. And I've always wanted to use that in a film. I've always wanted to do it exactly the same way they did it in that movie. And then there's like Flashpoint with Donnie Yen. Yeah, so the Hong Kong movies are like it's something that's got impact. And of course Bruce Lee, you know. I love watching, you know, Bruce, even though it's different and to what Jackie does, but he's still the master. How about you? What's your favorite?
I always love the one with Bruce Lee and Dream After
And Gary Death.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, it's a shame that they didn't finish in the way Bruce wanted to.
Awesome. Cameraman.
Okay, so my question is, you're talking about the old fighter like Bruce Lee and all that. If you could find any of them in their prime on film, this is the left side, who would you want to fight?
If he could fight anyone at the time in their prime, who would Ray like to fight?
You know, growing up would have been all of them. You know, as a kid, I never envisioned me fighting any of them. I just wanted to be part of their team. You know, like Jackie Chan had his team. I just wanted to be part of the JC team. And then, of course, all the Western guys fight Jackie Chan. They're the bad guys. So I wanted, of course, I already knew if I'm going to be part of a Jackie Chan movie, I'm going to be a bad guy. It's not going to be a good guy role. And even till now, I want to work with Donnie Yen. You know, he's awesome. I want to work with Jackie Chan. I want to work with Jet Li. I want to work with great martial artists that I can learn from as well in film. Thank you.
Well, I think they have openings for the next Expendables movie, so you can hit Jet Li then. Sir, over there on the side. Yes, sir.
You said two earlier, but I was wondering, like, what are the major martial arts styles that you study?
I've been practicing Northern Shaolin Kung Fu since I was 8, and within that style, my teacher was a Taekwondo guy too, so a lot of the kicks and sparring we did Taekwondo. And then when I was 18, I practiced Magendo, which is a Japanese kickboxing, and because it was closer to boxing, because I really like boxing. I grew up with all the Rocky movies. And of course I did the run this morning, I got my picture, and I wish someone was there to film it so I could run upstairs and I had to do it. So I grew up with those movies too, those action heroes, and so yeah, I always boxed. It was always even to today, I always like to hit a bag. I do it more in a movie style way for film and cardio, and then wushu. And I started to practice wushu because I wanted to get into films, and one of my senior instructors, he said, well, if you want to work with Jackie Chan, you need to know wushu. And that's why I got into wushu, because I wanted to work with Jackie Chan at 14 and do stunts. And, you know, at that age, all of the martial art guys in the Jackie Chan movie did all of their own stunts, so I wanted to be that guy. Thanks, man.
Back in the room, brown shirt.
I used to, when I was a lot younger, you know, I used to be like every hour and a half, take a protein shake, take a carb shake, do this, and then traveling like to shows like this from London, one suitcase was full of like crates and crates of supplements. It just became a pain after a while, you know, and so I just wanted to eat. And as I've got older, I've realised that just wanting to eat is a bit of a bad thing, because you get fat, you know. So as I'm, you know, getting older, and I always say it doesn't make, you know, just because you have a six-pack doesn't mean you're good enough. But that's my excuse, but it's, you just have to watch what you eat as you get older, and I find even like soda and stuff like that, you know. And if I'm on a specific role, like for Snake Eyes, I really do, because you're training so much anyway, so you need to eat. You can't just starve yourself. You've really got to be disciplined. And so the supplements in between meals really help with the energy levels, like being in costume. And I find that, like, the thing I like doing is like a steamboat. It's a Chinese way that you have a pot, hot water, and you cook your food in, and it cooks it like in a couple of seconds, and it's a really healthy way of doing it, and you don't get too full. And I find that I can train straight away afterwards. So it just varies, you know. I just like to eat. I eat takeout, I love Mexican food, Chinese food, Thai food, Indian food. The thing is, I like eating so much of it.
Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
Burgers. Yeah.
Burgers.
Burgers. I mean, I'm hungry. Yes, ma'am. Right here.
How many bones have you broken and what's your worst bone?
You know, as far as I haven't broken any yet. Yeah, I've chipped a bone in my ankle that's still floating around somewhere. And I did that because I was trying out a gymnastic move. Most of my little sprains and aches are from gymnastics, not from martial arts. Trying out a back somersault into a flip and stuff, and then impacting. And I found out by accident that I chipped my bone. And it does aggravate me now and again, like for maybe a few months I'm fine, and then it'll stiffen up. So I'm sure I'm going to be, you know, having a great life when I'm 50.
This gentleman right here, young man behind you, stand up. Stand up for me. There you go.
This is kind of like a George Lucas question, but where do you usually film Star Wars?
For Phantom Menace, we filmed it in England. and it was at Leavesden Studios where they filmed all the Harry Potter movies. And it's a massive, massive warehouse. They used to build the engines for the jet engines for Rolls-Royce. And so we had one big set. The palace set was built out on the runway. And then some of the, where I had all the fight scenes and stuff, there was like 5 different hangars. So there's 5 massive, like bigger rooms than this. Maybe like 5 times bigger than this. And that would be one set, that may be one walkway where I do the fight scene on the beams. And so that was in Leavesden, and then the other 2 movies they filmed it in Sydney, Australia.
When you rode off on a speeder though, were you in front of a blue screen?
Yes, that was actually in Tunisia.
Tunisia, you were in Tunisia then?
Yes, I was there for 2 weeks. And it was, I think it was the hottest, driest, hottest place I'd been to up until then. And the eerie thing was, is that of course I was scared of the scorpions and spiders and stuff, because I've never been anywhere like that before. And we're in the middle of the desert, and I thought I'd go over the hill a little bit, the sand dune, away from base camp, away from set. And within like 2 seconds, the silence was unbelievable. Like I didn't hear a bird, I didn't hear a plane. You know, you take for granted you hear noises around you all the time. It was the one place I'd been to on Earth where there was no other sound. I had to speak, because I thought I was losing my hearing, because I could feel the pressure. And but that's what I did, because no one's around. I was going, I just wanted to hear my voice. Because you feel that silence on your ears. And I've never experienced that ever in my life. It was an experience.
Awesome. Alrighty, let's get someone new, the mom. There you go.
Thank you. I'm dying to know, first of all, we loved you as Snake Eyes in G.I. Joe, just loved it. I'm wondering, how did you get the role as Darth Maul? And after all this time, it's become so popular, and my daughter and her friends and everyone else loves the character, and you'll always be Darth Maul to so many people. How did you get that role, and what do you feel about how popular he's become?
No, tell her about the cell phone.
Oh, thank you. I got a call. I did a movie called Mortal Kombat Annihilation before Star Wars, and that company and Lucas's company were in the same studios. And so people were talking about Star Wars, but I remember thinking, never in a million years am I ever going to be part of Star Wars. So there's other stunt guys and other people going, yeah, I'm going to try and get part of Star Wars, I'm going to work on a James Bond movie. There's all of these other movies being filmed at the same time. So we've been to Thailand, we finished filming Mortal Kombat. I knew I was going back home unemployed. The greatest time of my life, been on a movie set for 6 months, and I was going to go back to teaching. And because I wasn't a stuntman, I hadn't gone through all the qualifications yet, and I wasn't an actor. And so my brother and I were at home, and we were like, well, we can do stunts, let's do stunts together. And then I got a call from Nick Gillard, the stunt coordinator. And because I'd worked on Mortal Kombat, and I was this crazy 21-year-old kid, bounced off my head, run up walls, spinning, you tell me to do it, I'll do it. And sort of fearless but stupid at the same time, because I wanted to be part of the film. And he asked me to come in and said, like, I heard about you, and I turned up in my great Britain tracksuit, and I've got Union Jack on, and I've got all my swords, and I'm ready to demonstrate. I have my portfolio and stuff, and it's me doing splits across a chair, and doing my Van Damme and stuff. And this was before demo rules. And so I was there talking to him, and it's really just sitting down talking with Nick for a few hours, and he showed me pictures of Maul, and he showed me the storyboards, he told me all these secrets. I was like, wow. And I wish he hadn't told me at the time, thinking about it now, because you're telling me something that I know I'm not going to be part of. You think, never in a million years I'm going to be in Star Wars. And so he said that George is looking for a guy, an actor who can do stunts, and a stuntman who can do it. And he said that they asked him to be the part first, but he's coordinating it. So he takes me upstairs, and I meet Rick McCallum, the executive producer, and George, and the other producers, and the casting director. I said, wait a minute. I knew that this is somewhere it's going, but you don't do this. So he goes, why don't you just go and audition? So I met Robin Gallant and I auditioned, it was terrible. Like to say lines, and I was so uptight about something. I was nervous. And then next week we're going to work on a test flight to show George, you want to come in for the week, and then in the week we'll put you as Maul, and that could be like the audition tape. And so I got to work with Nick Gillard and Andros Petridis for that whole week, and on Friday, after 4 days of rehearsing, they put a ball cap on me and made me his Maul, and then George saw it, and then he said, yeah. And I remember Nick saying, look, if George doesn't like, if you're not right for the role, we'll get you in stunts and we'll maybe get you doubling. And I remember thinking, yeah, I'm sort of being teased now, like, I want to be Darth Maul now. But I always assumed I was going to be a stunt double. And so when I did get the role, I didn't want to be a Jedi. Because growing up as a kid, I didn't want to be the bad guy. I accepted I was going to be a bad guy in Jackie Chan movies. But I wanted to be the good guy. You know, I wanted to be a Jedi. Because I thought everyone was going to hate me. You know, like being the bad guy, you know. And it's turned out that it's been a really positive character for a lot of people. So I want to say thanks to all the fans, you know, and thanks to George, and I was a lucky kid, so.
Absolutely. Thanks to you, though. You've actually made Darth Maul a very, very
Yes.
iconic character in the Star Wars universe.